Lue Elizondo. That's a name we've been hearing about for a long time, and more stuff. The book. Well, now he's in the news again. I don't know if it's the best news for people in the community, and I still don't know the whole scenario. All I know is more so that there was a picture that came out, thought it was legit, and it turned out it wasn't, and people kind of turned on Lou, and some people think it was just an honest mistake and all that. And I'm going to play or just read some of these tweets that are going on about it first, and then I'll get more kind of an in-depth explanation from Pavel, who's joining us today. But check this out. This is the tweet. Now, Lue Elizondo said, "As you all know, I'm always happy to be my own worst critic. A photo that was provided to me by a friend in government a couple of years ago was presented by me 2 days ago at our engagement in Philadelphia. Looks like we can put this one to bed, as our friends in Twitter figured solve this one out. Major bravo to you. Excellent work to whoever solved this one, and a big thank you. Crowdsourcing works. Now let's see if we can together figure out the rest. As folks at the show will attest, this is precisely why I showed the first few slides at the beginning with an example of a fake UAP. We must continue to be vigilant and always go where the data leads. As you know, I will always own up to any mistakes I make. A good lesson here, just because someone in government gives me something, due diligence and scrutiny is always a good idea. Onwards and upwards." So there was tons of comments kind of following after that, and some people kind of going after him, other people who were, I guess, loose skeptics kind of taking this to using this as to give more shots. But like I said, I think that there was a picture, and I saw it too. I don't even necessarily know if I find it after I'm editing later, I'll put it in there. But it looks like something on Independence Day. And I saw it, and I was like, that doesn't look very real. So I don't really know. I don't understand what the hell happened here. But let's talk to Pavel, who is here. All right, Pavel, nice to see you again.
Hey, Kristian, nice to see you.
You go viral and you leave us hanging in the dust.
Dude, I'm filming a documentary this
That's
weekend.
Great. That's great.
I'm starting, so
that's good, man.
It's very busy, man.
Good for you. We missed you. We're looking forward to hearing from you here today. So, what's happening? What is going on with this story?
Well, first of all, I would like to preface this by saying that as we go through the new AI era, and everybody's been saying this on ufology, a picture or a video is going to be very difficult to give out as proof, because things can be faked so easily in these days. So we should stop trusting so much in some kind of footage or picture. And what happened was that Lou was a few days ago at a conference in Philadelphia, where he was talking about a picture from Romania in 2022 that he got from one of his friends in either the intelligence community or the military, I don't know. And he made it seem like it was an actual UFO.
Right.
And then people on Twitter who are following this case, one of them is John Greenwald from the Black Vault. He debunked the picture. He used a lot of great techniques of picture switching, so you could compare it to others in the past. And it was not a UFO. But there were a couple of reactions that got this tweet out from Lou, because instead of keeping the confrontations going, Lou decided to just take the high road and not engage. And I think that was smart from him. But yeah, that's essentially what happened. I don't think it's honestly that big of a deal.
It is and it isn't, and I'll tell you why. In my opinion, it isn't because of everything you just said. It's just someone who said, okay, look, this is someone who I trust, and they gave me this picture, and I'm putting this picture out, and oops, you guys were right, and I apologize. I got to be a little bit better about this, and let's move on, right? That's what you think. The problem is we are 14, 15 days away from this hearing, potentially. Yeah. And he might be one of the guests or speakers, potentially. Why give more ammo to people by doing that? Like, why release this now, even if you do think it's real? Why not save it? Why not hold it?
You know what surprised me, though? And I really thought when I first saw it, I was like, this must be from a few years ago. But no, it's really recent. That really surprised me. I wasn't expecting that.
The picture, you mean?
Yeah, the presentation from Lue.
Oh, the presentation. Okay.
Yeah, it is fairly recent. I thought it was from a few years ago or something, but no.
No, he's still
And
out there talking. I say, why is he talking right now when this thing is right around the corner? If I'm anybody who's going to be, asking him questions or having him as one of my star witnesses, I'm going, dude, be quiet, stay hidden, don't say anything. You did what you had to do. You went on every freaking talk show. You got the word out there. You got people talking. Don't post pictures. Don't post anything. Especially, this is a guy who was like a major intelligence guy, and he's posting those pictures. I mean, it doesn't seem smart.
Yeah, and he recently also did a Twitter space and a Facebook video where he answered people's questions.
Yeah.
And it is just too close to the hearing. I agree with you. You can't be doing that stuff if you're going to testify. You should be focusing on your testimony, not on other stuff. You're right.
Yeah, it just doesn't. They're trying to put together a big plan here, and then I don't know if you had a chance yesterday. I talked about that it looks like that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to really be focusing in on the Immaculate Constellation program at this hearing, right? And so, if you would assume that they're going to bring him to talk about it, he sounded like he was going to testify. If I'm someone who's cross-examining or someone who wants to show Lue in a light that I'm going, all right, well, let's see if we can take this guy legit. Did you just post something the other day saying something was real when it indeed wasn't? And he's like, I did. Well, how do we know that the other things that you're talking about now, whether it's remote viewing, whether it's all these other things, how do we know that wasn't something that someone was telling you? Because there's always been this talk of that Lue Elizondo is a disinformation agent, right? So what if let's say that those things are correct, and he is, and he's trying to get this thing out, and then he's called out on it. He's like, no, that was me. I got goofed, right? That's part one. Let's say he's not, but let's say he's getting fed information from people that it's like, I don't know, this is the one. Post this one. This is going to get you some stuff, and then if it's a calculated plan to make him look to discredit him, who knows?
That last part is what alarms me the most, if you ask me, because if he was fed something like that by one of his colleagues within the IC or the military, it means it's someone that is high up, and probably we know who that is.
Right.
And that is alarming, because that means someone is trying to make all of this effort go to waste. But about the Immaculate Constellation you were referring to, I wanted to say something, because I was hearing Andy McQuillan from that UFO podcast and Dan Setterstrom.
Yeah.
In a recent video they were talking about some details of the documentary that George Knapp is putting out on Netflix. And they said that they know that it's going to be about that program, and that we could even hear one of the whistleblowers from that program in the show.
Right.
So that's going to be really interesting too.
It is.
It's going to add up.
The lead up to it is everything that you're kind of hoping that it would be. And you looked at, and I'm curious, as we kind of stay on the topic of it's all relevant. On UAP Tuesday, we talked about, like, Jeremy Corbell right now is making fact statements. In his mind, he's making fact statements of saying this is going to change everything. This is going to be the hearing. What does he know that we, don't know yet? Do you think he's so informed that he knows the witnesses? He's so informed that he knows what's going to be discussed and that it's going to change the game? Or is this just hyping it up? Like, what do you make of all that?
Well, this is a kind of behavior that we've been seeing from all of that group.
Yeah.
Like, they keep saying the genie's out of the bottle, and it's not going to go back. And I'm still waiting for that other shoe to drop. Right now, it's just hyping. That's the way I see it.
Right.
And we need evidence. We've been repeating this over and over
for a year.
Yeah. and that's not unfair to ask, if you ask me. I know it's only been 7 years of this activity, but it's really been 80, for a lot of people.
Or more.
I got friends whose fathers are already like really getting up there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, my dad taught me about UFOs, and he's been asking this question his entire life.
Right.
And I'll be damned if he passes away and he doesn't know what's going on. There's a lot of people who feel that way.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, and that's why I think that the whole reason I wanted to talk about this story with Lue is that he was at a place. Look, there's two combating things I'm about to say. That the one is that, yeah, it's kind of damaging when you have this guy who's out there talking, and then it's like, oh, here's this fake picture that somebody gave me. Oops, I'm sorry. I mean, yes, he owned up to it. Mistakes are made. People will probably forget about it in the most part, but it's the naysayers in general that are never going to let him live it down, right? But the flip side of that is he did an interview with Rogan that did millions of views. He did all these things, and those people who saw him on that are, and a lot of those mainstream people that saw Lue Elizondo on Good Morning America or whatever it was, they're not paying attention to this story.
Yeah,
they're not paying attention to this story. So
that's true.
This story, the overall goal for for public to listen and say, hey, that's got to happen on November 13th. That's not part of this. What this does is this will get the people who already have a beef with him to have more ammo to use against him in the future. Oh, is this another picture that you got?
They already are.
They're already saying that. So. Right. So they're going to go. So they're using this to say, hey, I told you about this guy, and this is exactly what. And so he gave them ammo by doing this.
Just a little bit on that, to expand a little bit. I'm not gonna say names or anything because never been like that, but it seems to me that at least a portion of those debunkers and skeptics that are against Lue have some kind of personal issue with him, and that's becoming very evident. And I think that people need to be aware of that too. That there's some kind of personal stuff going on between them that has really nothing to do with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about, and I think that it's pretty clear. It doesn't seem like journalism. It seems like more like I don't like this person. I'm going to destroy their career. Almost like, and it's not to say there's not maybe some valid stuff that whatever the person is reporting. Like, did you see the Vince McMahon documentary?
No, I haven't. I have seen clips of it.
I can't remember the reporter's name, but there was a certain reporter that straight out, and he said it just did not like Vince McMahon. Hated him. Right, hated him, and made his life miserable, and made sure that he wrote art because nobody was writing articles about wrestling inside of what was happening, and he was writing everything about him. Now,
and it happens in every space, though.
100%. Now it was a lot of legit information and things that ultimately led to certain things with trials and things that was good reporting. There's no doubt about it, but it was led by an absolute dislike of someone. It was led from his disdain of that person. And I feel like that definitely happens, and I don't think you're wrong. But like I said, you gave those people ammo, not you, but Lue gave those people ammo when he posted a fake picture. When you don't give that to someone else, give that photo to someone that's doing the hearing and go, hey, listen, so and so gave that to me. I think we should vet this, find out what the hell it is, and if it's legit, bring that thing out on November 13th. What are you tweeting about?
Especially those types of pictures of UFOs that seem to have some mirage properties.
Yeah.
Like the sun kind of, or the ones that look like clouds.
Yeah, I got to find this picture.
Those are the ones that, dude, you can't touch something that it doesn't even look like a craft. Why would you even go that route?
No, it looked like Independence Day.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to try to find that picture, and then if I haven't already played it or posted it for people. Okay, so this is the picture. Now look, I've seen tons of pictures that we used to cover when we would do like UAP Tuesday, when it was me and Riley and Pavel. We would find these types of pictures and we'd say real or fake. If that was one of the ones that we saw, I would automatically say fake, because you've got all of those cars right there. That is such a big shot in the middle of day near a nuclear facility, or whatever that is, or power plant, whatever it is. And you have all these cars, you have all this stuff around there, and this is the first time we're ever hearing about this from the circles that we hear. No chance. No chance. I can't believe that A, he fell for it. B, it wasn't coordinated. I don't know.
This is gonna help Lou if he was fed that by someone. It's gonna help him cross out someone from his list.
That's true.
People. So that was also kind of helpful.
But what did that person tell him in the past?
Yeah.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing is, so let's say that picture, that's the first interaction Lou ever had with this person. Well, what if that person gave him tons of other stuff, and it's stuff that he's talked about on shows? And then it's like, well, if that was BS, how do you know the other stuff that you were peddling wasn't BS? That's the problem with this story. The problem is that he can go, oh, I trusted a guy. Yeah, but who else did you trust? And now how do we know that we can trust? This is where the skeptics kind of have, ammo that just isn't, like I brought up that Vince McMahon story. It's not just because they hate him. I don't hate him. I want him to be right. But damn if I'm not going, well, wait a minute. If he posted this, how do I know there's other stuff that he's talking about in his book that he heard from other people wasn't wrong?
And there's also like a whole group of people around his circle that always go after this stuff and call it out. Now it's happening to Lou too. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
It can happen to everybody. So we need to, that is also a way of helping us try to reach a level ground, when it comes to all these discussions.
Because, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. Yeah. So, listen, thanks for joining me here today, Pavel. We have a lot going on. I mean, November 13th is right around the corner. So curious.
Dude, let's do a live stream.
If you're around, I'm going to be doing one. So
yes,
if you're
let's
around,
do it.
If you're around, you should jump on with me and do it. Just the question is, A, how long is it going to be? What time does it air? We don't know any of that information yet.
I will let you know everything I get on that. Laszlo is going to be also on it, so we're communicating constantly.
Okay.
I'll let you know. So
he's going to be at the hearing?
I do believe he is. Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be there.
Good. So that's it. Pavel, where can they find you, man?
Psicoactivo Podcast, and you can also find me on KGRA Radio. I have a spot there on Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific. So, yeah.
Thanks for joining us. As always, my friend, for you guys, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. If you haven't heard about Via and you don't know about our friends over at Tile, well, I'll tell you about both of them right now. And if you don't know about Via, I'm going to be very upset with you. But you take a look. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's talk about Via. And I love Via. Love them. So they are the premium federally legal cannabis product, and they are your perfect companion. They're farmed and crafted with care in the U.S. and trusted by over 500,000 customers. Via has a product for everyone. Unlock the power of nature with Via's organic and vegan hemp extracts, perfect for relaxation and rejuvenation. Via is the only lifestyle hemp brand. They use compounds found in hemp along with active plants extracts to create products with each specific effect in mind. They also have zero THC products. They're the industry leader of over 500,000 customers served. They're made in the USA. They have award-winning services as far as customer support. They have quality ingredients sourced from the finest hemp for your peace of mind and lab-tested and certified. Best part, affordable and accessible. So if you are 21, check out the link to Via in our description and use the code DTE to receive 15% off. What a deal. After you're purchasing, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Support our show and tell them that we sent you. DTE this fall. Enhance your everyday with Via. This is the easiest thing I've ever talked about, ever, on this show or any show I've ever been on. Tile. This is the best. I'm telling you right now that I lose my keys all of the time. At least I did. My wife would say, how do you do that again? We were supposed to go somewhere. I was supposed to pick up her sister from the airport, and I couldn't find her. We're like, oh, my God, she's going to have to take an Uber. It's going to cost so much money now. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I don't have my keys. I can't find them. Luckily, I found them in time, but it took a lot of unnecessary stress in order to get there. And I don't have to do that anymore because with Tile, It could be for your keys. I mean, it's so many different things. For your remote control. I have so many of them now, and I continue to use them and give them to my family. I can track where my kids are. I got a teenager, man. I got to know where her phone is. I got to know all these different things. It's so wonderful, and I can tell you also I'm giving it to my family from my dad is older now. I'm giving it to him so I can track him, know where he's going, how he's doing, if he's healthy. I'm able to do that, to know if anything's wrong. That's what Tile helps me do. So it really does. It takes out so much stress. I am telling you, if you don't already, they've been around for a bit. This is the time to get them. Get them. It's wonderful, especially for parents, especially for people who lose crap all the time like me. Get it. So family proof your family with Life 360's Tile trackers. You got to do it. You go to tile.com. Use that code DTE. You get 15% off. That's easy. So again, tile.com. Use that code DTE. This is a no-brainer. It's easy. I lose my remote control all the time. Not anymore. Tile.com. Use the code DTE.